What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for popping back in. We are closing up the day. The store's still open, so it's kind of weird if people can hear me talking. But it's a few last minute stragglers that come in right, 20 minutes to closing. You know what, it's fine. We're gonna be here a little while after, so we'll take any customer. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we actually own our own grocery store. It's been 4.5 years now. We just opened our own coffee line. You can check it out at 13grandcoffee.com. We are selling the coffee that we sell in store. It's our very own roast. We sell it online. If you're interested, the link is in the description below. And you can try some of the coffee that we are really proud to get out there. We're really happy with all the different roasts that people are enjoying. And yeah, let's get into this video. I hope this gives you some inspiration or ideas. If you were ever willing to start a business or wanting to start a business, this is a easy, low cost, my 5 ideas that I've seen work many times in my own city and other cities, and I've talked to many business owners that are doing very well with these 5 ideas. I'm gonna tell you something right off the bat. Like, you'll see me and I'm shooting this video for my YouTube channel, but then I'm stocking the shelves for the store, and then I'm running the ads for the coffee line. So you're gonna be wearing tons of different hats no matter which small business you have. There is no easy business. I just think these are the most profitable 5 food business ideas to do this year. These are the trends that I've seen in my business. They sell in my store, they do well at home, and then people eventually start making products from home and selling them in stores like this. So it just goes full circle, and you can actually get a really good, viable business going right from home without investing too much money. So, being as it is, this channel is all about owning, growing, and starting a small business. If you're into that, please hit the like button down below. It really helps this video and other people get to our content a little easier. And if you're interested long term, subscribe down below. We're going to be making these videos every single week, and yeah, we're happy to do it. The very first business that I noticed doing very, very well when we first opened our store, and it continued to do very well because it's just a proven model that big stores use, small stores use, farmers markets use, is a mobile pop-up. What I mean by a mobile pop-up is a mobile cart or service that you provide, such as mobile bartending, mobile coffee, mobile ice cream, that can go from weddings to events to corporate meetings to in-house sampling in stores, which we've had many times here. And those tend to do very well because people are always looking now to finally start getting back out there, having bigger events, hosting bigger weddings, and finally sampling is allowed back in stores, in Canada anyways, and that's just been something that I've seen do very, very well. As you can see here, my store is empty. It's the last few minutes until we close. Unfortunately, it's empty, but fortunately for this video, it's empty. So there's always a silver lining here, and looks like Felicia's actually closing the blinds. Maybe, maybe not. My very first business actually was a mobile bartending service. Now, I ran this for about 1.5 years, and then we obviously got very busy with this store, so I had to close it. And my partner at the time didn't want to continue it, so that was completely closed. I still actually have the bar in the store. I should show you guys that. But yeah, that was actually a really low investment. All we needed to do, for example, if you're into this mobile pop-up idea, was we bought the bar, we got the necessary equipment like the glasses, the shakers, the stirs, the pour tips, and that was probably started for under $1,000. And we did 6-7 events for the first year and made our money back plus a little bit extra. So just giving you an idea on how easy it was to start and kind of get traction was that mobile bartending service. And if you're not into bartending, there's coffee you could do, or ice cream. I've seen people have done things as open up at cookie shops or open up at weddings for cookie bars and things like that. So this is all things that are good ideas to start with low investment. For the people that are following the coffee journey, we started that small business with about over $4,000, and we just sold over 40 bags in total. It's going to be a long journey. If you want to help out with that journey, link down below, 13grandcoffee.com. Some of the best coffee you're ever going to try, my word. Or just like the video. Either way, thanks for the support. But yeah, 40 bags so far. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. And that's not including like the bags that we got in other stores. I don't know how those are selling yet. I have to go check. So yeah, we're just happy we got the brand into a few other stores that we know around here. So I'm grateful. Another day in the books. You know, when we first signed our lease in January 2018, I didn't think it would fly by this fast. And we're almost at the end of this lease and have to decide what our next move is. Stay tuned for that, I guess. But wow, every day that goes by, I just say, wow, I can't believe where the time went. And you're gonna say the same thing, whatever business you start. It just flies by so fast, and you can't even stop and think, because everything just keeps going and going, and there's no time to stop and think sometimes. And that's exactly what seems to be happening here. Food business number 2 is a pop-up restaurant or a ghost kitchen. Now what I mean by that is there's so many people that want to open a restaurant, or everyone's interested in the food industry, or everyone has a dream to open a restaurant. But to really mitigate your risk and test the waters, there's a method of doing it without the long-term investment, which is a pop-up restaurant. This is where you'd go to a restaurant who maybe during their off hours would let you use one night a week to run your own restaurant, bring in your own staff, and try your dishes and see if you really truly want to be part of the restaurant industry. Now your marketing has to be really on point. You have to have a decent following. Maybe you did some other pop-up food markets before, or you know, you're really good at hosting an event. But essentially it'll be a one event thing. You won't have to sign any leases or long-term you know, equipment investments. It'll just be a one night a week. Maybe the restaurant's open, you know, Tuesday to Saturday, and you can do like a Sunday brunch where you try your favorite dishes with the right staff and see if you really want to get involved in the restaurant business. This is a low risk way of getting into the food business, especially the restaurant side of things, which is one of the hardest businesses to succeed in. And you'll see if people really like the dishes. Now mind you, I've seen pop-up restaurants start off very, very good and eventually open up their own restaurant after about a year of doing these once a week pop-ups, or maybe it took a little longer sometimes, but they get a feel for their industry and build their clientele at the same time, and they keep all their investments kind of low risk, and eventually they build a decent following, a decent crowd, that they open up their own restaurants. So this is how I would recommend to get into the restaurant industry if you're really kind of aching to start your own restaurant. It's just the best way to not take on loans and sign long leases and anything like that, and still get your foot in the door. So business number 3 is highly profitable, low investment. It's the homemade cookie business. And to give you an example, we just got a drop off from one of the girls who has her own business, baking from home. She has a certified kitchen. That's exactly what you need for this. You need to either have your home kitchen certified by the Food and Health Board in your area, or you need to be able to rent a kitchen on its off hours. Again, no need for a lease, no need for huge investments or equipment. We personally rent our kitchen out to someone doing something similar to this. They're doing different pastries, not cookies or anything requiring a huge oven. We are happy to let them use the space. Majority of your customers will be people who are just enjoying the cookies, They really like, you know, your recipe or whatever creations you can make. And the second side of your business is wholesaling to other cafes or stores like us or other bakeries, and that is one side of your business. The third part of the business is if you can make them look Instagram worthy, or where they look like they could be given as like a high-end gift, that's when you can start charging even more money, because sometimes when people give out gifts, they're not looking for a good deal, so you can raise the prices quite a bit. And if they look like, you know, they're taking they're picture worthy, Instagram worthy, that's marketing in itself, because people will post you and retag you. It just goes on and on and on. So the cookie business is something that, you know, has a high competition. It will take a while to get started, but you can really do quite well with this on the side, or potentially, you know, if you get enough accounts, make this a full-time thing for yourself. So think of cookies, but then there's a new wave of cookies where they're stuffed with, you know, Nutella or marshmallows, or there's cereal blends or peanut butter chocolate, and they could end up being $4 or $5 a cookie. That's just where things seem to be heading in that industry. So I've seen certain businesses come into our store selling cookies for $4, and they're, you know, they're pretty big cookies. I don't think I have any on hand, or I'd show you, but, you know, and end up marketing them quite well, and people start enjoying them, and this is where, you know, they can end up getting away with selling a cookie for $4. Now it's like 4 cookies in one. It's almost like a donut size, so keep that in mind when you think of the new wave of cookies. Fourth profitable food business that I've noticed really picking up in the last year and a half is charcuterie boards. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's basically a wooden board. It doesn't have to be wooden, but you get served usually on a wooden board when you eat this type of meal. It's, you know, your fancy salamis, prosciuttos, mortadellas, cheeses, olives, crackers, cheese sticks, breadsticks, everything on a nice display that if you really have a talent on making things look Instagram worthy, again, and picturesque, people don't mind spending a little bit more money, because the people after charcuterie boards aren't generally looking for a cheap deal or, you know, a discount, because if they did, they would just make it themselves. It's really not something that takes years and years of learning. If you really want to make your own charcuterie board, you can. But the difference is you come in with the convenience that it's already done, you have the talent, you have the product, they don't have to do anything, and they'll pay upwards of $100 to $150 for a nice size charcuterie board. It impresses their friends, they're happy with it, everyone takes a couple pictures, and you end up having your own marketing and word of mouth just by delivering, you know, these charcuterie boards. We have maybe 5 or 6 in the city that we've seen grow over the last 2 years, and many of them are a side hustle. 1 or 2 may be a full-time thing, but these people again have low risk, low investment to start. Basically, they just, when they get an order, they can buy the things they need. They don't really have to start with any money, so that's another business. You can start with little to no money at all. These have become huge in North America, and what's funny is, you know, back in my dad's country, Italy, and the rest of parts of Europe, they've been doing this kind of stuff forever. This is just how they always ate, you know, salami, cheeses, olives on a nice, you know, platter, and people would grab from the middle. But now it's a trendy kind of thing. People pair it with wines, and restaurants are doing it. We've been asked to do them here. We simply just have too much on our plate to get that side of the business going. So yeah, just know that this is a trend that I think will stick around forever, because essentially everyone loves meat and cheese. You pair it with olives, breadsticks, and other carbs. Actually, you even pair it with grapes and other fruit, and everybody's happy. So the business that we're currently doing is wholesaling coffee. This requires you to partner up with a roaster, or maybe you have the ability to roast your own beans. But for me, I partnered with a family member who's been roasting beans forever. It just made sense for me to bring it to market and brand it correctly. And it was also a low investment. Now, I did it a little bit higher end because we went the website. We did a bunch of different packaging trials and spent some money on building the brand, like with ads so far. But you don't have to do anything at you don't have to do any of that right at the start. Basically, you want to be able to get your coffee from a trusted roaster and start bagging it and labeling it with a label you get from a graphic designer, or maybe you're talented in doing that. It's a low risk business, and think about how many people will drink coffee. As long as you're willing to do sample days in small stores like this, you'll end up building a brand in the city for very, very low risk investment. Now, I know there's tons of competition with coffee. It's very hard to get people to try your coffee. This is why I suggest a mini pop-up coffee cart in stores like this. I'm willing to do it because I know it'll sell the coffee. I just would require a commission from anybody who's selling something in my store. Now, this should be able to work, and it's not guaranteed, a foolproof thing. No business is. But if you approach businesses correctly, let them try your coffee, see if they like it. Maybe they'll put it on their shelves, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll have you do a sample day where they let you try it to with their customers. Once people try something, I'm telling you, they will purchase it. Think of Costco, think of the big stores that sample things out, giving things away for free. They know that people trying something and someone knowledgeable standing there talking about the product will sell the product. Coffee has some great margins. Of course, you need to move volumes to actually make it a real source of your income, a good side hustle even. But there's good margins on it. There's low waste. It has a low risk investment to start. And you know what? If you're good with talking to people, good at sampling, good at connecting with local business owners, I think this could be a business that you really get into, as long as you're passionate about coffee, or even if you're willing to be educated by your roaster about coffee. This is something you can do and build up slowly over the years. Little to no risk to you. So we're wrapping things up here, guys. Thanks for watching this video. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you coming by, and if you'd like, please subscribe down below. If any one of these businesses interest you and you need more questions answered, please leave a comment down below, and I'm willing to discuss anything a little further. Good night.